Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. This is something I found incredibly interesting because it mirrors something that also happened a couple of years ago, and without further ado, let us jump right into it. More than 20 of the crypto market's biggest traders gathered in January for talks on making digital assets and tokens part of the global financial architecture, according to a Bloomberg report that was published today. The meeting was reportedly arranged by Standard Chartered executive Ho Long Yang, and representatives from Galaxy Digital, Coinbase, and Binance were among those said to have attended the talks at a luxury resort in Singapore. Bloomberg reported that the meeting has resulted in plans for a clearinghouse for crypto derivatives that will reduce trading costs while increasing trading volume. Reportedly known as the Liquidity Offset Network, it could be live and regulated by the Singapore Monetary Authority as early as July. Simon Nursey, who attended the meeting, told the website, and I do quote, "We see this as getting the crypto market into shape in order to absorb the entry of traditional finance firms. We are witnessing the emergence of a new asset class," end quote. The gathering reportedly focused on the over-the-counter contracts rather than Bitcoin futures, which are commonly traded on exchanges. Nursey said he believed that an accepted guide of trading conversations could encourage more Wall Street banks and institutional investors to begin exploring crypto investments. But Ian O'Shea, Credit Suisse's former compliance chief, said challenges remain, telling Bloomberg that crypto is now practically a pejorative. Because of the well-documented cases of fraud seen in the industry, he said it would need to shake off this taint if it is to go mainstream. Today, Genesis earlier released their Q1 2019 numbers, showing that they had processed $425 million in loans, with Bitcoin comprising 68% of those loans. That's absolutely insane. Ripple, the firm behind XRP, also today revealed numbers showing that they had sold $169 million worth of XRP in Q1 of 2019 alone, up over 31% from the preceding quarter, that is the end of last year. So I guess to kind of touch on this part right here first, depending on who you really talk to in the traditional financial markets, a lot of people are very up for the idea of getting into cryptocurrencies. However, on the other side of that coin, we see a lot of people who are still not convinced because, I mean, what's the word? The negative things, propaganda, the negative things that people heard around 2012, 13, 14, and 15 kind of stuck in a lot of people's head, and it kind of comes down to the entire Silk Road, buying and selling drugs, buying other illegal things. There was a time where also it was a really weird thing. People were talking about that people were like writing adult content on certain Bitcoin blocks that were being mined, and how no one should touch it because this was totally horrible. Why would I want my money to also have traces of adult entertainment? It was all these really, really weird things. So when it comes to traditional finance, what they need, which is kind of really weird, it's weird how you can put out propaganda and then believe it yourself. That I think is kind of the most interesting part. Anyway, the point remains that there are a lot of people in traditional finance who think that crypto needs like a really good long year where things just kind of don't go down the drain. And this also focuses directly on the entire situation that we have right now, where we do have a lot of hackers out there. It's just life. They exist. We can't get rid of them, who are hacking cryptocurrency exchanges. And part of the issue is that when you're trying to get people who are millionaires and potentially billionaires into the cryptocurrency space, they can't have a situation where someone could potentially, just swipe up all their money and then they're completely gone. That's not how traditional finance works. And this is why I'm not exactly sure how it works in many other countries around the world. But in the United States, when you walk into a bank, it'll say exactly how much money you are insured for should something happen to your money or to your bank account, whatever the case might be. This is a very huge thing that kind of, encompasses traditional finance. Also on that as well is as the idea that, completely lost my train of thought. That's completely insane. It has something to do with wow, that's really sad. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's really weird because I'm pretty sure that I'll gather it all together in a couple of minutes as well. Here's the actual article that Bloomberg wrote, and I'll make sure to actually remember to put this in the description below. And also what I was talking about, how this ties directly into something that was happening a couple of years ago. It comes down to this as well. I remember reading this article, and there were other articles about it as well. They were worded differently, or obviously, they had different headlines. For those who are not looking at the screen, it says Richard Branson, who is the owner of Virgin everything, Virgin Airlines, Virgin. I think they also have the space company Virgin. He held a digital currency summit on his private Caribbean island. And this came out, and actually, if you look at it, came out 2015, and I remember reading about it, and I thought this is kind of what got me completely really heavily into Bitcoin, and into the cryptocurrency space rather, but more so into, like, I guess kind of Bitcoin if you kind of want to use that direction. I got into it around, I want to say 2013, 2014 is when I started dipping my toe into the cryptocurrency space. But I remember reading this, and there were a couple of other articles that were very similar to it as well. And it kind of came down to the fact that there were a lot of rich people who were throwing these events in their homes or whatever the case might be about, cryptocurrencies. Even if there's a book, I can't remember the name of it. And it was pretty much about how, I mean, when we look at cryptocurrencies, we look at it kind of from, I want to say, the outside looking in, but that's not even completely accurate. Like, we kind of see the things that we see or read or hear or know about because of the information that we kind of get from the internet. Like, when we get the news and stuff like that, tell you guys the news, or tell you guys what's going on, but it's never the complete picture. We're never actually in these rooms as we're hearing the exact dialogue that was going on. And I remember one of the main things that kind of caught me with this is that, first of all, this guy is destructively rich. Like, he's one of the richest people on this entire planet. And if you kind of read through the article, I'm not going to show you the entire article, whatever the case might be. He actually met with a whole bunch of people who were the Bitcoin core developers. He met with very, very prominent people in the cryptocurrency space, people who make mining equipment. And like I said, depending on which article you read or which, we weren't there for this private meeting, but apparently the talk was, or they were about how to bring cryptocurrencies into the mainstream, how to make them something into everyday life, exactly which coins to invest in. It's just a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, and this is a lot of times I think people don't really understand exactly how deep this is all going. Side note, I notice a lot of people, I want to say losing faith in crypto, but I think, and this is just my personal opinion, if you find yourself at any point losing faith in crypto, you're probably going to be selling your coins at some point in the future. And these are the things that the richest people have done, to shake the market and to shake you out of it, are completely working. Because I've seen a lot of comments. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about it as well. I've seen in other chats and stuff, and people are talking about I'm kind of losing faith in the market. I'm losing faith in XRP. I'm losing faith in Bitcoin. I'm losing faith in so and so because things aren't moving. And it's kind of you really have to. When I say do your own research, it's not just me spouting something. There's so much money behind all of this happening right now that you can't even begin to fathom exactly where this is all going. This isn't something that's going to disappear in about 2 years. You and your friends are using cryptocurrencies. You're sending it back and forth. Wow, Bitcoin's $5,000. It's absolutely amazing. This is being integrated into the world financial system. I can't really stress that enough, how many private meetings are happening. When you hear stuff about integration, when you hear stuff about these coins that are being added onto these exchanges and all this other stuff and all these other, talking too fast, when you hear about the people who are trying to make sure not even that crypto succeeds, because it's already going to succeed, it's more of a fact of which exchange is going to have this, which is going to do this, who has the paperwork for this. This is why we see the New York Stock Exchange giving us updates at least once or twice a week on exactly what they're doing, because they're also desperately trying to get all their paperwork in, because they're trying to be the first one at the front of the line to be able to say, yes, we did this first before everybody else actually ends up coming in. So when there are secret meetings being held and all this other stuff, you have to put it into perspective. Cryptocurrencies are going to change the face of the planet as we know it. And I know that sounds silly. I know that sounds weird, but I don't think people are, and it drives me completely insane, because so many people who are into the cryptocurrency space won't be here in a year or maybe even less, because you don't really and I mean this once again in the nicest way, you may not get it now, but you'll get it when Bitcoin's $250,000 and you have none, and you have sold all your other cryptocurrencies. I've seen this happen multiple times to multiple other people. I started getting people into cryptocurrency around 2015, 2016. This is when I became very annoying and started talking to all my friends and family. Hey, you have to start buying. And I remember I have a friend, I'm sure he's not listening because life. And I remember telling him that Bitcoin was $200. And I was like, dude, you have to get into it right now. Buy as much as you possibly can. He was like, yeah, I'll get to it. So and so and so. The next time he even mentioned the word Bitcoin to me was when Bitcoin hit $19,000 and he was wondering how to buy some. The same exact thing is going to happen to multiple other people in the cryptocurrency space. You have to understand this is not going anywhere. This is being integrated into the world's financial system, which is happening at a rapid pace. I can't tell you what to do with your cryptocurrencies. I can't tell you whether to sell or buy, whatever the case might be. just understand this is going to be the new world's economy. Like these things aren't, I mean, I can't really stress it enough. The fact is, there's a lot happening behind the scenes that you just may not be aware of, or that you are not getting because you're not doing your own research. For those of you that are, kudos to you, golf clap, because there are a lot of people who are going to miss out. And it's probably one of the most, I want to say, the saddest thing that could potentially happen, like especially when you have a huge opportunity to be in the cryptocurrency space, you're in the cryptocurrency space, and then you sold off your stuff because you stopped believing because the prices weren't moving for about 9.5 months, and therefore you believe that it was never going to ever move again. You're mistaken, and I implore you to rethink selling your coins, because the people are selling their, like, the selling that's happening is happening on purpose. You have to remember that. Like, there are forces in the market who are making sure that prices go down and that prices don't move, so that you sell your coins so that they can buy them cheaper. Why do you think we had that thing last year where billions of dollars worth of over-the-counter buying was happening for cryptocurrencies? It's because they know exactly where this is going. Anyway, the point is, secret meetings are happening. I will remember to put this in the description below so everyone can have a little read. It's quite interesting to see exactly what's happening. It's kind of taking shape in the homes, in the offices, in the secret private islands that we have around the world. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Don't forget where all of this is going. Stop losing faith. I can't tell you to not lose faith, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand this is going places. Like, there are partnerships with hundreds of banks and central banks and New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. These people and the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, like, they're not all talking about these things and having discussions about them because they think it's going to disappear in a year and a half. It's not. This is the new world. Get used to it, and don't be afraid, and don't shy away from something that could potentially make you a millionaire. Thank you all once again. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.